Howdy. I'm gonna wait for everybody to get up in here, but it's a Lotus in town. We'll talk about it when y'all get up in here, but for now, nice to properly meet you. I'm Sheriff Lotus Girl. Everybody leave a like as we prepare ourselves for these motherfucking messages. Because we're about to get motherfucking real up in this bitch. Hello. Hello, Caribbean girl. What it do? Oh, I got out of character. Shit. Let me get back into character. Hey, girl. How are you doing? Howdy doody, girl. Howdy motherfucking doody. Today we're slaying Narcs, bitch. You understand what I'm saying to you? We're gonna talk about it. Give me a moment. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay, all right, Miss Nellie. All right, girl. I hope you're ready for the reading today, girl. We're doing it. We're doing the intro with Sheriff Lotus. You understand what I'm saying? That means the shit's really about to get serious right here, right now. Okay. Y'all understand what I'm saying to y'all? I hope that you hootily diddly tiddly do. I hope that you diddly daddly do understand what I'm saying. Okay. I'm getting tired of this shit. And I know you guys are too. You know? Hold on, let me see. Now, wait a minute, Nellie. Professional Lotus is going to have to come out and say, really? Where I saw you in one of my live streams. But either way, welcome, baby girl. Okay. We got some powerful messages coming in today. We certainly do. Hoot, doot, boot, scootin', and hootin', tootin', lootin'. Gotta tell you what. You think you've gotten a collective reading that was so deeply intuitive, but I'll tell you right motherfucking now, when you get a motherfucking reading from Sheriff Lotus, okay, you see I got my aviators on, I got my cowgirl hat, with my boot toot scootin' shootin', with my Narc Slayer merch. If y'all would like to go and copy one, teespring.com/store/Lotus the motherfucking Zines. Okay, here we go. We're winding it down. Y'all ready for the message? Because I am. All right, like I said, today, as stated before, in case you guys didn't happen to see my Instagram, okay, and if you guys are new here to the show, I have many different characters that I have yet to introduce to all of you, but we're gonna motherfucking introduce you to Sheriff Lotus today. She's been out sick. I've been out sick a little bit. You know, dealing with all the Narcs, you know, the Narcs got me feeling all under the weather, you know, but when I copped my Narc Slayer mug, okay, y'all see this right here? This is what we're doing to the Narcs. I want you to look hither and thither. You understand what I'm saying to y'all? Because shit's about to get real. Now, I'm gonna give the show over to Professional Lotus in a minute. But I needed to make my message clear. These people out here, especially the past couple of weeks, now y'all know we've been going through Saturn retrograde, Pluto retrograde. Okay? And there's a whole bunch of motherfucking astrological shit that we're currently enduring. Now, y'all remember when Professional Lotus, okay? Professional Lotus performed a reversal spell. And if you notice the series of events, it's like it's unraveling itself. Okay, all of the dirt and the grime and the scum is getting exposed because we've got some motherfucking slaying to do. You understand what I'm saying to you? When they see that, put these aviators and this goddamn hat on, I tell you, they flee. They don't even sit there and take the ass beating. They don't even sit there. This is my assistant. Okay, my assistant is the one that normally handles these dealings while I'm doing the show with y'all today. But I decided, why so motherfucking serious? I don't want to be serious anymore addressing these people that want to attack what it is that I do on my motherfucking channel. Now, I did say that we're not going to address it, but there were some people outside of the tarot community that felt that they had a say-so in what the fuck I do and Professional Lotus does on this channel here. And I've got to say, before we even get into the message as a whole, I mean, it all ties together, but bear with me now. To the motherfuckers that have a problem with me doing story time with your dusty, crusty, and a lot musty looking ass motherfuckers, I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm gonna continue to do my motherfucking story times. And if you know that it's about you, well, good, bitch, if the shoe fits. But don't come around asking me shit about whether or not why I'm doing this or why I'm doing that on my channel. Bitch, until you pay my motherfucking bills, I suggest you sit your hot diddly doddly dumb ass down and shut your stinking ass up. Okay? Don't come to me telling me what the fuck to do now. We already addressed the tarot community about that whole fiasco and trying to, determine and define what, this and that should be. But we're not going to let these other motherfuckers on the outside don't even know what they're talking about. We're not going to let these motherfuckers feel like they have room to be significant. Okay, so whoever's watching me right now, I know there's a lot of motherfucking people from my past that's watching me, and guess what? All of you motherfuckers can sit on these bitches and rotate and then choke on it and die because I don't give a damn. What the fuck I choose to do on my channel is what I choose to do. And with that being said, don't bring your fuckhead ass, narkhead ass over here unless you want to get a fucking ass kicking. You understand what I'm saying? Now, I'm going to go ahead and give the show over to Professional Lotus. All right, I've had my time. I've said my say-so. But I'd be damned if another motherfucker thinks that they have any room to tell us what the fuck to do or not do. Because we're going to continue to do what the fuck we've been doing. All right, Professional Lotus, I give it to you. Well, all right, you guys. Okay. You guys heard Sheriff Lotus. And, Sheriff Lotus just got back from the trip. She was sick a little bit. She was a little under the weather. She was out there slaying narcs. You know what I'm saying? That can be really exhausting and taxing on the spirit, on the mind, on the soul, on the body. Okay. But she's here, as you can see. Now the show's passed on to me, Professional Lotus / slightly gonna get ratchet Lotus, because I'm getting fucking tired of people trying to tell whoever and whatever their opinions on things. Okay, word of advice. If it has nothing to do with what you're doing in your life, and if it's certainly not hurting anybody, mind your motherfucking business, right? Right? Because it seems to me nowadays, the hardest part about business that these motherfuckers are having in general is minding their own. Okay, so I had to call the authorities, man. I'm getting sick of it. When I did that reversal spell, everything just unraveled in an explosive way. And I'm not saying that, I did this. I'm omnipotent or whatever the fuck. No, I know what I did. I included you guys in that for a reason. Free of charge. In case anybody was wondering, if it's all about the money, nope, free of charge. Everybody got their spot. And immediately, it didn't register. It did not register at first with everything that's been going on. But everything has been unraveling, not just with outer things and influences and people, but in inner things that have either been blocked, hidden, we were blind to, because our focus was not where it needed to be. Our focus was on what all of these motherfuckers are out here saying. And I'm getting tired of it. And the reason why we're discussing this today is not to perpetuate negativity. I want you guys to bear with me because we're talking about narc slang. Okay? And I really do love this mug. I'm not gonna lie. This is one of my favorite creations so far on my site. This is why I love doing what I'm doing. This is the shit. You got Archangel Michael slaying demons. Okay? You guys could equally be as laced up with your narc slayer mugs to let these bitches out here know where we stand. Because I've been seeing a lot of dark energy, dark influences. I've been seeing a lot of manipulation. I've been seeing a lot of mind games. I've been seeing a lot of secrecy. I've been seeing a lot of bullshit. And then when you ask somebody what's wrong, or when you ask somebody their real position on whatever their fucking thoughts are on whatever, they don't know, or, nothing. Oh, it's nothing. It's always nothing. But as you see, people like to make people like us light workers because we are, and even empaths. Listen, we all have a multitude of abilities. You guys know my abilities. Just discovered telepathy, I've always been a medium. I've always been psychic, clairvoyant, clairsentient, clairaudient, all of the above. There are gifts within all of us. Well, let me take that back. Let me back up a little bit. I'm giving certain people too much credit. Let me go ahead and lump them the fuck out. There are those of us, and you can call us the chosen ones. There are 144,000 of us, light workers, true light workers, not the Miss Cleo, call me now looking ass bitches. Not the always happy every day of every hour of it, like real life shit ain't going on. None of that. 144,000 light workers. And the triggers that I went through on this channel, it started off being about a guy I was really interested in. Which, side note, we're going to have a follow-up story on Iran because it seems like he might be back. I don't know. But anyways, unpausing that and coming back. Seemingly, y'all know I'm being a smart ass. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, though. The phony ponies. You get what I'm saying. Anyways, moving back on. All of these triggers that I went through were seemingly caused by, let's say, a love situation. On the surface, that's what it looked like. But then I really started to dig a little bit deeper because I was like, I know I did this reversal spell. I already know that it's been confirmed. It's been done. It was confirmed before I even included all of you in it. I'm certainly not going to include y'all in something that's going to be a dud. We're not going to waste everybody's time because one thing Mistress Lotus hates is fucking wasting her time. And that was another trigger of mine. There's too much time that's been wasted on people where we've given our love, not received it back, and now we're just a fucking prune. We're walking. First, we were great. We were all juicy. We were tasty and shit. People would buy us in the grocery store. And now, because of all the love that we gave, all the time that we gave, now we're fucking prunes. Now the old people are like, well, I can fancy a prune today. But everybody else is just like, oh hell no, we're not doing that. You're looking wrinkly and crinkly, So with that being said, after having gone through all of that and dealing with the trigger of this new person, dealing with the trigger of what I at first thought was about romantic love, it was really a trigger on so many things in my life, even generational curses, you guys. Are y'all listening? Even generational curses are slowly but surely being lifted. The mirror is up to all of us. Do you like what you see in the reflection? Do you like the people that you have in your circle? Do they make you feel whole? Do they make you feel understood? Do they make you feel like you can be yourself without it being a fucking problem? All of these things are going to come to the forefront more so, and not even just because of the reversal spell. Okay. Saturn is in retrograde, as mentioned before. That is Capricorn's ruling planet. Okay. That is the planet of law, of karma, justice. We may be regressing right now in some way. And on the surface, it may look like we haven't made any progress at all. It may look like we're being triggered by things we thought we got over, but really deep down, we're doing a deep spiritual cleansing. A profoundly deep spiritual cleansing. And I've noticed that a lot of people are coming out of the woodwork. People that really didn't involve themselves before. So we don't, I certainly don't understand, what's going on with that. But in the process of regression, in the process of dealing with these triggers, in the process of facing ourselves, looking at our lives, And I mean, think about it. Even Uranus being in Taurus for the next 7 years. I mean, this is just, and Pluto retrograde, damn. There's a lot going on. Karmically. There's a lot going on when it comes to authority figures. With Pluto being retrograde, now people that are either in the public eye, people that have some sort of power, some sort of authority, influence, what have you. They'll start to be put on trial, so to speak. We will start to question certain leaders. And within that being said, we will start to question ourselves, our relationships. Who do we look up to? Are they really worthy of our admiration? Are we working through things karmically where when Saturn goes direct, we'll be able to have more order in our lives, more structure, balance, karmic debt paid off. A lot of people that will come to challenge us in some way, it's not necessarily a bad thing. As we're talking about looking into the mirror, facing the mirror, facing ourselves, looking at our lives, looking at our relationships, everything. Our ways of thinking, our habits. Now, we're getting serious. And some people won't like that. Some people will feel threatened because they may choose to stay right where they are. If anything, most people may prefer it, but they're just resisting the inevitable. And while we are continuing to ascend, while we are continuing to release even past life accrued karma, the demons of others and our own demons will definitely come to the forefront, and they will come using brute force. They will try to call you crazy. They will try to make you deny what it is that you feel. They will try to make you deny who you are in order to fit into this idea of normal or this concept of societal norms. And it may shake your shit up in an intense way, because personally, I can feel it myself. Shit is getting shaken up, and it appears to be scary on the surface. It appears to be negative on the surface, but really, when you find your strength, when you use your voice, when you stand up for what you believe in, you stand up for yourself, even if you're standing alone, that is where true strength, true power, your true form, everything starts to come to the forefront. And that's where I was kind of going. I know it seems like it's all over the place the way I'm explaining this, but it's all interconnected, and it all just hit me so quickly that everything that we're currently going through at this time is a test. Are we still the same person we used to be? Because now, not only are we questioning our lives, our modes of thinking, what path we're going down, even who we allow to be our mentor or teacher, we are starting to really put that in question. But more so, ourselves, we ourselves are in question with ourselves, if that makes sense. A lot of people label this spiritual warfare. A lot of people label this, fighting your demons, what have you. But whatever you want to label it as, this is the time to put up or shut up. This is not the time to allow others to deter you from what it is that you believe, what it is that you're feeling. Trust your gut instinct. Trust what it is that you're feeling, even if it doesn't make sense on the surface. Because one thing I'm learning, especially to the empaths, you guys need to listen up to this for sure. We really don't see how quickly we can take on someone else's karma, someone else's emotions. We don't realize how quickly we take that on as our own. Just by being around them, just by interacting with people that continue to stay right where they've always been. And we're no longer satisfied with that. If we have been complacent, if we've gotten comfortable, if we are feeling like we're losing steam, we're drained, we're losing passion, all of this coincides. This is the time to allow ourselves to get comfortable in silence and in loneliness. Loneliness has been one of the most hardest hurdles to overcome, personally speaking. And loneliness can make you do silly things sometimes, especially if you're not taking advantage of what loneliness could do for you, how it can benefit you. If we're trying to avoid sitting with ourselves and really looking at the bigger picture, seeing everything that maybe we really didn't want to see at the time, we could learn a lot about not just ourselves and our lives, the direction we're going, but our abilities, how to use them, how to protect oneself against these things, how to know when you're being targeted, how to know when people will try to cut you down, simply because you're being yourself, simply because you are unafraid to use your voice and speak out against everything that everybody's thinking, but nobody's really saying, though. Right? I mean, look at this. Wow. This is exactly what I'm saying. Look at this. We've been through so much. Our wisdom has deepened. And this is also about the esoteric. So most of what we are learning about, most of what we see, most of what we can interpret is esoteric. It's the unseen. And a lot of people, because they don't understand it, or, they themselves are just stunted and can't access that part of themselves, they'll try to cut you down and convince you that you don't know what you're talking about, that you're fucking crazy. I mean, if they really want to go there, some of the smartest people are fucking crazy, but okay. Yes, it's not really a diss. It's more a compliment if you look at it in that way. They were viewed as crazy, but were innovative. They were inventors, visionaries. This is our healing process. In severing bonds that no longer mesh with us. Severing bonds in a final and logical way. This is where we reach our power. By speaking up. Sending that message. Maybe if we're writing letters to people to allow ourselves to heal from trauma, things of that nature. Finding ways to cut soul ties. Learning about protecting oneself against dark works and negative energy. This is where we find our serenity. But people want us to stay silent. And because we will not do what they tell us, and that reminds me of Rage Against the Machine, okay? We're not going to do what people think we should do because they think it's best or because it makes them comfortable. We're not just going to sit here and take the bullshit silently. Thank you very much, Carbon Queen. I appreciate that. She said, real recognize real. Keep up the good work. Keep up the good work. Oh, God, I butchered that. But thank you, baby girl. This right here, though, I mean, Look at this. We've been through so much, you guys, because this is what the Queen of Swords represents. And I'm the Queen of Swords all day. Gemini midheaven up in this bitch, boy. Okay. We got some Aquariuses in here. Libras. We have Scorpio coming up, Taurus coming up. This is where we're at. And this is what people can see, even before we see it. Hence why I've talked a little bit about slaying narcissists. They have an uncanny ability of being able to sniff out when we have completely walked away, when we've completely completed the cycle. When all of the things that have been done against us is put right once and for all, and we're setting it straight. And even the things that we have done right in our lives, especially by completing these cycles here, things will start to turn in our favor. Nothing but blessings come of the trials and tribulations that we have gone through and are currently going through. That loneliness may be feeling real thick right now. You may be feeling like the walls are closing in on you. Like you have nobody to talk to, like you have nowhere to go, no family, no friends, nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Well, first off, if you're listening to this reading, yeah, welcome to the Lotus Squad once again, okay? We are coming into contact with those that are star seeds. Those that can help us unlock our abilities. Those that understand our abilities. And even if there are people that don't understand, they're open to who we are. They're not dismissive. This is what we're going into. Sometimes we may have a tendency to allow our minds to get the better of us. Sometimes we have a tendency to shut down, and this is something that I need to stop doing. So I don't know who needs to hear this, but just know you ain't alone. Some of us shut down and don't reach out when we need to reach out the most, because our mind is kind of, it's getting the better of us a little bit. Emotions may be swirling within us. And it's overwhelming. Some people may view the way that we speak, the way that we carry ourselves. They may view that as being cold or being bitchy or being rude. Well, you know, like I always say, I don't give a fuck anymore how people think I sound. You know, before I used to care, you know, I used to worry about it all the time. I used to, you know, try to sound happier. And look, you know, listen, I know who I am. You guys know who you are. You know your intentions. And if somebody wants to take you out of context because they don't like what you're saying, they don't like that you're telling the truth, they don't like that you're not afraid of confrontation, they don't like that you will stand up for yourself, they don't like the fact that they can't shake you like they're trying to do, Some people may take you as being being bitchy, being cold-hearted. Some people may think you're too sensitive, too emotional. I get that all the time. But if I try to explain, hey, it's because I'm an empath, hey, it's because of this ability, again, I would just continue to be called crazy, which I'm sure you guys may have experienced. So there's no use trying to explain something on that caliber to somebody that really can't even touch your level. And that's not to be demeaning, but it's the truth. There are a lot of closed-minded individuals. There are a lot of people trying to say things and do things behind our backs, thinking that we won't notice, thinking that we won't speak up, trying to sneak off, trying to cause havoc, cause problems, cause drama, and then sneak off as though they didn't just instigate some shit. Right? Somebody lurking in the shadows, people watching on the sidelines, but they're not saying anything. People we've blocked. And even people that we are considering blocking or have already blocked recently. Okay? Because I do see this happening. Not just in the past, but throughout. All the lies, all the cheating, the thievery to get to where they are. All the while trying to present themselves as though they've got it all figured out. They got all the money, they got all the, they got all the answers. But let you try and tell your side of things. Let you try to express how you feel, and now you're crazy. Right? Regardless of who's doing all this, you know what I'm saying? They're trying to take your shit, or maybe take your style, or maybe if they feel like they can't take your style or they can't emulate what you're trying to be, or who you really are, rather, not who you're trying to be, but who you truly emulate that, because they're not you, never will be you. There's no competition. Whoever's over here trying to, run and hide from some shit that they caused, whoever's trying to deceive you, period. Gaslighting came to mind before I even laid this spread out. Be wary of people that are seemingly eager or too eager to be helpful, gift you with things. Maybe this is the type of person or people where they can only show affection or their own version of twisted love with things, rather than with actual engagement. I feel like there may be some people here that like to be generous just to show off or just to feel better about themselves for being able to help the less fortunate, right? That's how certain people like this view things. But all the while, the relationship is beyond imbalanced. Matter of fact, there is no damn relationship, because there are a lot of people here that like to throw rocks and then hide their hand behind their backs and look at us like, what? Try and get a reaction, see how far they can, they can get with you, what have you. All this bullshit is not working because we see that it's one-sided. There could be somebody here that does things for other people with the expectation of getting something back, for sure. Maybe they use things or use gifts or what have you, money, to make the other person feel obligated to remain in their lives, or maybe to feel obligated to help them if they're ever down and out. I see fiery energy coming out. We already said Leo, so now we have Aries. And I even see this Prince of Cups. I'm glad he's in the upright. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Okay. Moving on is the theme. Moving on is where we really start to see our lives blossom and bloom. We start to go outside of our comfort zones. We're thinking outside of the box. We're getting ready to make that big move. Some of us want to start over completely. New country, new state, new everything. Throw all your old furniture away and just say fuck it and start over. You're going out, you're seeing the world, you're changing the scenery, you're going to the beach, you're enjoying being by the water. Retreats come to mind. Yoga retreat, meditation retreat, spiritual cleansing. We're going out, we're seeing the world. And just like this book behind this Queen of Swords, some of us are dealing with a chapter here that we have read and reread for months, years, weeks, what have you, however long it is. Don't feel ashamed. Don't beat yourself up over it. It takes different people, different amounts of time to heal because everybody is different. But see, if people try to make you feel crazy because you are different, there's something definitely wrong with this person. Absolutely beautiful. I don't know who's calling me right now, but you can sit the fuck on down. Okay? You can have several motherfucking seats. I ain't even trying to be rude, but I don't even care anymore, you guys. I don't know who else needs to hear this, but I'm so damn tired of trying to be everything to everybody or trying to do this, trying to do that, and, you know, trying to keep up with that and this and this and that. Trying to please everybody. Look, I've given up. I'm not going to please everybody. You know what I'm saying? I'm no longer conflicted with that. And you guys shouldn't be either. If people want to walk out of your life, or if you decide, finally, you know what? We've been doing the same damn song and dance for I don't know how long. And I'm not the same anymore. Matter of fact, not only am I not the same anymore, but the people that I thought, or once upon a time called friends and thought were friends, now I realize that I had them damn rose-colored motherfucking glasses on, and I forgot to take them off until today. Right? So you take them off, and you're like, ooh, jeez. The fuck did I just, what is this? How did I miss this before? We didn't miss it. We just had to process all this shit because there's so many lies. So many people like to gaslight people. So they start to doubt themselves. And a lot of people see that that hasn't worked. A lot of people see that we know a lot more than they want us to know. That just came through. We know a lot more than they want us to know. Even without being, we know more. And, you know, that brings me to when I was touching a little bit on triggers, you guys. I used to get teased all the time in school. And I'm just, you know, bear with me. You know, a couple people seem to think that I go off. You were really listening. And I'm not talking to anybody in particular here, but just one of the idiots that, again, is an idiot. Everything that I say ties into the energy of the reading. And it brings me to when I mention triggers. We're going to be dealing with a lot of that. So just, you know, prepare yourself. While we are dealing with these triggers, again, going back to regression, going back to, you know, a time in your life. For example, I used to get teased in school, all throughout school. It was like people were wanting to know me, but because they wanted to fit in with the crowd, they would talk shit about me. They would say I talked white, I dressed white, because I'm a Gothic girl. I love to wear black. You know, if I had it my way, I'd be wearing Victorian Gothic outfits. You know what I'm saying? Stillbone corsets and all. You know, I got my own style, right? I'm not bothering anybody, right? But everybody else seems to just be so, you know, just affected by what the fuck I'm doing. I would get teased for that. I would get teased for listening to Korn. And I would always get upset about that because one thing you're not going to do is talk about my motherfucking music, because music literally saved my life. If it wasn't for music, I wouldn't be having this motherfucking channel right now, and I'm just going to leave it like that. No, you will not talk shit about something that has always been there for me, always understood me, never judged me, and made me feel for once like I wasn't fucking an outcast. No, you will not. So things like that have been brought up. It's like, damn, you know, thinking about bullying. I mean, you know, everybody could say, you know, in the comment section, oh, I got bullied too. It's no big deal. Okay, well, keep in mind, everybody deals with things differently, you know, right? And so for some of you, that could have been a trigger. For some of you, you could have dealt with bullying in general. It doesn't even have to be just in your childhood. It could be at work. Every time you find a job, things start going good, you know, you're making your money. And then some political bullshit has to get in the way of it. Or drama, just unnecessary drama. People gossiping, people talking shit, people trying to throw the other under the bus to make themselves look good. Things like that. All of these things are going to come to the forefront. That's Sheriff Lotus out there slaying them narcs. I'm telling you, she's hard at work, you guys. I know you heard them sirens. Right? The reason why these triggers are here is not only so we can identify them in order to completely release them, but we're able to learn more about how we operate around obstacles and negativity. It forces us to change, not just the perception, but the reaction. For some of us, we may just change the fact that, we just not reacting at all. We may have reacted once before, but now we're over it. We're looking at the blessings. We're looking at all of these opportunities here. All of these things that God, the angels, continuously every single day bless us with. Even if we don't see it initially. Any situations where we've been dealing with money problems, debt, maybe we were helping other people out at our own expense, realizing that, if we were owed some money, they ain't gonna pay it back. Or, if we did help them at one point in time, now we see that when we're down and out, we don't see the same in kind. Not saying that we do things expecting something in return, but just we're noticing the lack of reciprocity when it comes to relationship dynamics, especially concerning money, especially concerning what has been given. And I think that's fair. We fear that our ships won't come in because of these delays that we've been dealing with. Some of us may be waiting on some money. Somebody could have taken some money from us. Maybe they borrowed some money, said they'd pay it back and they never did. Maybe it's just a situation of, having to help somebody else out. And then when you're asking for help or asking for the money back in kind because you're down and out, now nobody wants to help. And now you're feeling like, well, damn, everything that I've done for everybody else. And what did that leave me? Now I'm behind. Trying to help everybody else get ahead. Trying to be there for everybody else. Trying to be the go-to to people that I can't go to. This is another trigger, triggering our fears. Our fears aren't really ours. That may sound a little crazy at first, but just let it ruminate a minute. Our fears are not ours. We don't own that. To all these people here that have tried to lay out traps for us, all the while falling into the traps that we've set out for them. All the recklessness. We see what we have, you guys. We see what we have, you guys. People starting to ask us out. It could have been dry as hell, phone and Facebook dry as hell. But now there are people that want to work with us. They want to take us out. Some people may even come in and say, hey, I got you something. I saw something and thought of you. So, money is coming in. Job offers are coming in. I feel like if you've been sending in resumes or even receiving messages from lucrative companies that want you to work with them, all of these opportunities. I mean, it's just abundant. There are so many things that are coming our way. Our karma is being cleared. New love is coming in. We're not holding on to that old situation where, it was unrequited love. We're no longer giving our cup away as quickly as we once did before. Now, we are cherishing this new beginning. We are starting to tap into our passions. So whether that's creativity, art, music, whatever it is that you love to do, passions are being reignited. Ideas are starting to be actualized. But this Knight of Swords reversed, we have some more air energy coming up. It's a lot to do with the mind, communication for sure. Some of us could be feeling all over the place. And it could be the energy that we're picking up on when it comes to other people who are very impulsive in nature. They live life recklessly. They don't try to better themselves. They like to live life in the fast lane. They don't care who gets caught up in the crossfire type shit. There's somebody that just is blowing smoke, They're trying to be intimidating, but it's not working. The things that people think they're hiding from us, they're not. Even if we haven't talked to them in I don't know how long, they're not hiding. We feel it. And if you've been wondering, why am I feeling like this? What is this that I'm picking up on? You're not crazy. And you're not too sensitive. You are a human being. And for the light workers out there, you're picking up on some shit. Because shit is getting thick. Not just with us, but with everybody. We've maintained our strength. I see some Leo energy coming out here. We're remaining patient. We're showing our strength. But see, we don't have to bark to get our point across. Everything does not need a response or a reaction. And we're well aware of this. We're able to pick and choose wisely. The things that we address and the things that we don't address. Anything negative, we deal with it curtly and we cut it the fuck off. Alien. Here we have Virgo energy coming up. We're keeping to ourselves. We're keeping to ourselves. We're not telling people how we feel, maybe as much as we used to, guilty of it here, chronic overshare, thinking that, I know them, we're good, we're just shooting the shit, But no, it's really not like that. You really do have to hold your cards close to your chest. Because people are, again, trying to go behind you, look at what does she have a royal flush? And we all know that we got the royal flush, right? But they're trying to sneak behind. Maybe they're trying to take a couple cards. Maybe they can make them a little funky ass, royal flush. But Again, it's taken. It's cheating. It's trying to do things the easy way. Doing illegal things. Selling stolen shit. And pawning it off as your own. This is getting deep, y'all. And here we have the Hangman reversed. Ain't that something? I just want y'all to take a cotton picking minute and look at what we're looking at here. And it's funny because I was going to mention something about how it's been just raining all out here in Houston. Just raining, just so doom and damn gloom. It was beautiful, don't get me wrong. You know, I love hearing the thunder and seeing the lightning and hearing the rain pitter patter on the, on the ground. But all the time though, maybe 1 or 2 days, and then, we can get some sunshine, mix it up a little bit. But we've just been right in the thicket of the storm. We ain't even in the eye of the storm, which is like the calmest part. We ain't even in the eye. We're surrounding the eye. We're right in the thicket of the shit. And it could be due to us not letting someone go or people go. Maybe we were trying to wait something out. Maybe we were taking our time to figure out how to go about this. But again, 4 of Pentacles. We're taking our time. The Tower reversed. See? Again, with the whole fear thing. Our fears are not ours. Sometimes we don't even realize we're picking up on somebody else's anxieties and pessimisms and doubts and all of these things. Maybe they're exacerbating some of these emotions within us, bringing them to the surface so they can be dealt with accordingly. But because we've decided, we'll go back one more time. We'll give them one more shot. 3 strikes you out. Third strike, we've avoided the disaster. We're not even going to entertain it because we already know what people are trying to do. We already know where they're coming from. We already know what we're picking up. We're picking up what they're putting down. But this is our time for healing. Our karmic debt is being paid off. And this goes all the way, like I said, back to past lives, generational curses. When I did that reversal spell, I wasn't just doing it against people that we know are our enemies presently. There were things that I added and performed that went all the way back. In case anybody forgot that, We like to talk a lot about hexes and curses and psychic attack, but we forget. Generational curses, that is very real. Some of us could be karma. Following the same footsteps, even though you want so desperately to release yourself. 2 of Chalices reversed. Life is all about choices. It's all about choices, right? And due to a choice that was best for us, we're not making the choice that everybody else wants us to make. It's not about them anymore. It never really was, but more so now. It's not about anybody else anymore. It's about us. All the money we spent on people here, trying to have a good time, invite them over. Some of us may run into people or may have dealt with people that we've run into that influence us in subconscious ways. Where we're blowing money, maybe we're around people who blow their money just senselessly. Not even trying to, you know what I'm saying, to have any sort of stability or, you know what I mean, have any structure. When we hang around people like this is how we end up feeling spiritually impoverished. We then start to, again, take on the energies of these people. We see the relationships where everyone has left us out in the cold. And that's not to be depressing. That's just real shit. Hello, Vimal Preet. Welcome to the Lotus Squad and welcome to the live stream. If you would like your question answered, I do one question readings for $20. You can either do that through Super Chat or PayPal. But I will say this. Like I said, there's going to be a lot of conflicts. There's a lot of conflicts. Needless conflicts. I feel like we've spent so much time being to ourselves here. We may have reached out in the past. We may have spoke up in the past, wanting to, you know, resolve things. But this is how we were left feeling every single time, every time we tried. And that may have conditioned us to not speak out when we need to speak out, but we are breaking past that barrier. There will be certain conflicts and situations here, certain changes that we are going through that will force us again to stand in our truth wholeheartedly. Do we like what we see in the reflection? Are our relationships reflecting where we're trying to go in life? Because if not, it's definitely time to let it go. Because I see the Six of Wands. I mean, look at this. I only want to address this first because this is what we're coming out of. This is what we're currently working through and coming out of. If we had no financial literacy at one point in time, now we're going out and getting educated. If we had no idea about budgeting, or if we just never implemented budgeting and, you know, putting money to the side, not going out, cutting out certain expenses that are not necessary, that you don't need. All of this is coming to the forefront, not just relationships. By us opening up and realizing that we're coming out of this here, we've already made the decisions necessary to release ourselves from this emotionally barren, you know, some of us could be dealing with illness, could be mental illness in the family, physical illness, somebody's in the hospital. Things are breaking in the house. You got to pay for plumbing. You got to pay for electricity. You got to pay for the AC. You got to do this. You got to pay for the car. You got an unexpected bill draining you. Oh, something else came up. Oh, got to pay for this. Got to pay for that. For the parents out there, if you are dealing with a situation where you're trying to co-parent, but the other parent's not pulling their weight because they blow their money all the time, or you're dealing with family members like that or whatever, and they always want to come to, you know, we're Captain Save-A-Ho, you know, like we're taking lists, you know, like we got a waiting list or something. They always come to us about shit. Now the shoe's on the other foot, right? Because we already saw what we needed to see. We are triumphant. This is our success coming to fruition and being recognized by those around us. Hard work is paying off here. Consistency and focus. We realize that these people, these scenarios, all these things that created conflict and mess for us was only a mere distraction from these things that we want to change within ourselves. It's only distracting us from our mission, our journey, our purpose in life. All these imbalanced relationships, all these relationships from the past, we're not going back. We already know what's there. We already know what's there. It's like going back and watching your favorite movie thousands and thousands of times, with each time showing you something else that you may have missed all the times that you've watched it before. But now we're at the point to where it's like, okay, I've got the shit memorized, I've noticed all the little nuances in the background, or, I learned everything I could fucking learn from this shit. Time to move on to some new movies, Okay. We're not getting swallowed up in the nonsense. Everybody's up in arms about something here, or, causing a ruckus about something. And we're not even taking the bait. I feel like this is what people are trying to do. They're trying to bait us. They're trying to bait us. And they may have judged us incorrectly. Oh, you're crazy. You're too emotional. Okay, well, what do you say to somebody that doesn't have anything to say to the nonsense? What do you have to say to that? Is that crazy for you? Because we're not getting involved with arguing and going back and forth. We know who we are. We don't need to, beat it into somebody else's head. We know who we are. We don't need to have any validation for that. So we realize there, again, not everything deserves a response. I see a lot going on with us in such a positive way. This is so beautiful. And I know my voice sounds frustrated, but there's a reason behind that. I'm frustrated because I'm fucking frustrated, I'm sure a lot of us may be feeling frustrated. A lot of us may be feeling lonely, feeling like, shit is slipping. But keep in mind, that tapping into this Princess of Cups energy, being vulnerable, being open to sharing how you truly feel. This could be in the form of a status on social media. Maybe you're reaching out, messaging someone. You need someone to talk to. This could be new people here where you're finally bearing your soul. You're not keeping everything to yourself. And you find that other people are willing to lend a hand. Other people are willing to help you climb over these hurdles. There's a message coming in about work as well. Some of you guys could be finding new work where you may have left an unfulfilling work situation in the past, but now, because you've been sending out resumes, because you've been putting yourself out there, you just decided no more of this staying in the same place. Now, you're going through training, you're learning new skills, you're getting new qualifications to expand your horizons when it comes to what career field you would rather be involved in. You start to find like-minded individuals who are capable, skilled, and willing to be able to get you where you're trying to go. But third-party situations, especially with new relationships, you know, it doesn't always have to be, you know, oh, they're cheating. It could be, you know, someone's mother. It could be someone's work situation, or just something where someone else is involved and heavily influencing someone else's decision making, someone else's behavior, so to speak. Here comes that Prince of Wands again. There's somebody here that's threatened by what we know. Somebody's threatened by our intelligence, the way we carry ourselves. Someone's threatened by our ability to get back up time and time and time again. When every single time we've got knocked down, we got up 10 times stronger. Somebody is threatened by the fact that we are unafraid to again call a spade a spade. There are people that are in and out of our lives, you know. So much so to the point where it's like it's pointless to hold on, because we're holding on to air. We're holding on to nothing, right? So now we're holding on to what we see in the tangible realm. Again, budgeting. If you've been looking for work and maybe you've been feeling like things haven't been working out in your favor, maybe you felt like you've had blockages, things are going to start opening up for you. But be wary of acting impulsively. Be wary of anyone else's aggression. Be wary of anyone else who is leaving as quickly as they came in. Don't get too attached. Don't get your hopes up, which I'm sure that we're not. You know, I don't even need to tell y'all that, but I'm just saying. Don't get too attached, because this person is just, or these people rather, you know, it doesn't just have to be one person, but these people rather, you know, they're frustrated with their own selves. They're frustrated with their own lives. And it's everybody that we once knew. We've been seeing the truth. We saw it a long time ago. Somebody's going to try and travel to us to come see us. It's like somebody impulsively just decides, hey, I'm going to go see this person. And it could be shocking, because it's like, this person never did this shit before. Somebody could be talking about some legality issues. Somebody was dealing with probation. They didn't check in with probation. Somebody may have a warrant out for their arrest. Somebody's on the run. Somebody's trying to run from themselves. Bring everybody else down with them. Princess of Cups again. And the Eight of Swords reversed. There's a confession here about how someone feels that really allows everyone involved to be released from their mental prisons. They're no longer trapped in their minds about what's going on. You know, are they hiding this? What are they doing? You know, this, that, and the third. Now things are out in the open. And it creates positive changes. By us standing up, it makes positive changes. And we, on our own, make positive changes in our lives. We're not, you know we can't go back to certain things we used to do, people we used to chill with, because it's just going to be more of the same that we're trying to leave behind. We can't do it. And it may suck. It may hurt. Personally, I've been feeling this way lately. It sucks. People I've known for 7, 8, 9, 10 years. All of them are gone. Your girl went as far as to block the associates of the people that I don't talk to anymore. Because birds of a feather flock together, and I know everybody likes to gossip, so y'all can keep that bullshit over there. Don't come pretending like you're interested in what I got going on over here. I had to get real. We're not friends. You never did anything wrong to me, but you talk to so-and-so, and I just can't risk it. You're damn right. See, the attitude's different now. Now everybody's frustrated. These roots are the beginning stages of the tree of wisdom. And it leads me to think about forbidden fruit. All these messages just coming in. I mean, it's just streaming in. I really hope I'm not throwing y'all off, man, but because I feel like it's a lot. But forbidden fruit. There's some forbidden fruit here that we're going to have to decide not to take a bite out of, because we know once we take that first bite, it's not going to be, the bites after that are not going to be as good as the first bite we ever had. You understand what I'm saying? Things are not going to go back to the way that they were. They never, not even in a perfect world. People can't unlie. People can't unsteal. Can't undo what's been done, all right? And that's what we're finally accepting. We're releasing that whole emotional aspect of things. And again, the Four of Pentacles. There's someone here that has genuine feelings. Some of you guys may be dealing with someone who's younger than you. Some of you guys could be mainly focused on your children. Nieces, nephews, grandbabies. I even see with this love offer, this person is, they're a little bit closed off, or we could be the ones that are closed off to these new offers just because of what we've been through. We're not getting our hopes up, we're not overdoing the shit, but it's because of all of this, everything we've already been through. And it's not just us. So everybody's kind of keeping, again, their cards close to their chest. Ace of Chalices again. Yep. Starting over. Five of Cups reversed. Love it, baby. Yep. No more are we wallowing in regret and sadness for what has been lost. If anything, we are celebrating it. We are being set free, and we have now accepted the things that cannot be changed. Again, in a perfect world. But we're in the real world now. And unfortunately, again, there's nothing that can be done. You can't salvage a burned bridge. You can't unburn a fucking bridge. You know what I'm saying? You could build a new one, but you can't unburn the bridge. I hear a high-pitched noise right now. I don't know how many of you just heard that. Don't be alarmed. Just know your angels are always with you. Know they are in constant communication, even if we can't hear them while we're in the clutter of our minds at times. But whoever this is Two of Pentacles reverse, Five of Cups reverse. This is somebody that dropped the ball. They couldn't live up to our standards. They had the potential to. There are many people that had the potential to live up to our standards. They're not bending on those standards. They ended up dropping the ball. Some people outside of us are also coming to terms with the fact that they themselves have been a major part in the destruction of these relationships, these friendships. And it's because of their impulsivity. It's because of their immaturity. They're childish. Their lives are chaotic. They don't have a pot to piss in. They don't have any money. Some people could be gambling and shit. Gambling away money that they really don't have. They overestimated their position in our lives. And realized that they couldn't hang. They didn't have what it took. Because the Empress is here. Mothers, even mothers of fur babies, okay? The Empress energy. Look at all of you guys. We have the wheel, the star, the world, the Ace of Cups, and the Empress. Knight of Cups, Knave of Cups. Someone views us as being very seductive, being very alluring. Someone could be trying to seduce us. It could be writing poems for you, writing songs for you. Coming up with the perfect date. Because this is our energy, males and females. It doesn't have to be just females and mothers, you know. Abundance. This is when an idea is now manifested in the physical realm. This is when any spell work, moon rituals, reversal spells, protection spells, so on and so forth. This is where we start to see things manifested in the tangible realm. There could be a pregnancy here. Somebody's finding out about a pregnancy here. And somebody's trying to avoid confrontation about it. Eight of Wands reversed. It could be somebody that we've blocked here. Some of us could just simply be here that sees us as abundant and they're trying to get in where they fit in with that. They didn't have good intentions. They did not value us. They ended up getting blocked. There's been a lot of inner conflict for some of us about that. Because we may have wanted to move forward with somebody, but now certain behavioral traits, you know, maybe we're picking up on that maybe we're not liking, maybe we're seeing some red flags and it just seems to be one too many. Maybe we are, you know, just feeling like, you know what, now is not the time for me to start something new. I'm still in the process of healing. I love how how y'all are intently listening. I've never seen the chat like still. This is awesome. You know, I know y'all are listening. But again, the Alien, another book. We're starting to read on things that can help us lighten the load, so to speak. We're reading about new rituals we've never tried before, specifically about protection. Reading on spiritual baths, reading about the DNA, reading about the human mind, reading about reptilians, talking about Anunnakis, talking about the Greys, talking about fallen angels, learning about multiple religions, learning about the craft, learning about tarot, focusing on you and you alone, what you love to do. This is where the magic can really happen. Doing shadow work, looking up core, being alone. You know, some of us may fear that. Some of us may fear that if we don't have anyone now, then we're never going to find anyone. Pisces moon in this bitch. You know? There's definitely some deception here. Somebody's wanting to go back home. Somebody's wanting to travel back to their parents. Somebody may have been on their own for a while, wanting to go back to their family after leaving an unfulfilling job. You know? Again, we did our due diligence with fucking of all the cups. All right? And we're done with the deception. We see people who are wearing masks. We've already identified those who have tried to get us. They didn't want us to see in front of us to keep moving forward along our journey here. They didn't want us to receive our blessings. But when we ended up jumping ship, because the situation was just not, it just wasn't fulfilling, period, point blank. Some of us could be dealing with feeling abandoned. Other people could be feeling abandoned because they were blocked, but it's because of the lies. It's because somebody had multiple choices. They did not value us. This is crazy, y'all. Queen of Cups reversed. Wow. Yeah, there's been a lot of crying going on for sure. You're feeling tired. You're feeling like you don't want to get out of bed. You're feeling like you just don't want to face the day. You're feeling kind of like this. You want all the love that you gave to everybody else back. We're receiving offers to go out, but we're just not feeling it. And that's okay. We don't have to go out if we don't feel like going out. And if people can't understand that, then we really don't need to be going out with people like that anyway. They need to get blocked and cut off too. So there's your sign. And I know I stole that from Jeff Foxworthy, but you know, there's your sign. You know, Queen of Chalices reversed. We're getting way too much psychically. It's too much. It's all at the subconscious level. It's too much because we're trying to process everything, that we're currently going through. We're trying to get our ducks in a row. We're trying to take care of the bills. We're trying to take care of the house. We're trying to keep up with everything that we've planned for ourselves, our lives. We've given all we could give to a lot of people. You see all these hearts, the hands with our hearts in it, You got somebody back here, bobbing and weaving, and, somebody could have tried to do love spells. And it just ended in freaking chaos. It turned everything upside down. Now we're turning this love that we gave to everyone else, and we're replenishing our energy reserves, and we are giving it to ourselves. But we must first release all of this here. And this is the shadow self, I feel. The shadow self is wanting to speak now. But see, of course, shadow work is necessary in order for us to completely heal. But here's the thing. We've got to cry it out, yell it out, listen to music, write it out, go talk to a counselor, go talk to even a trusted friend or just somebody that you can tell certain things to. Hell, it could just be somebody on Facebook. It seems like strangers nowadays are more supportive than, the people that you know. So that could help. I don't know. But yeah, we've given too much to everyone else, and it's time to give it back to ourselves. And we're just kind of apathetic to the whole thing. We're sensing something about certain people here. Somebody has kids, and they're not being honest about that. Somebody could have had a whole family. They were trying to juggle us and the family. They could have tried to make us think that we were causing problems in the relationship in order to take the heat and the focus off of them and what was really going on behind the scenes. Some of us may have been confused as to why the attitude changed up. You call me baby one minute, now we're down to first names, so formal, or, someone goes from, being all in to all out. When shit gets tough, they don't want to deal with it. They shy away from confrontation. They blame everybody else. We've left that behind. We realize that we keep going to empty wells looking for water to drink. And so now we're producing our own motherfucking H2O through our creativity. That is the key to our healing. It's not about new love. It's not about, any of that. It's all about the self first and foremost. And we're realizing this. For some of us, that may be a good thing, That may be a good thing that we're going back, rehashing things, because I see the 7 of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, right? So now healing between multiple people or, a specific person, however it applies, healing can now be incited. And understanding can finally be reached. Be wary of how some people come at you, though, a certain way, and it may make you want to react like this, or some people may be coming at you like this, and it may make you want to, bite their head off right back, or make some sly remark right back. And it could be with an earth sign or somebody in the family, somebody in the workplace, somebody who's abusive, you know, they blowing their money and playing the whole role like they're broke and, you know, they don't know what they're gonna do and, you know, all this other stuff, and all the while using everybody else for their bottom line, all the while trying to act like they're the savior, you know. I help people. I helped you with money, remember? I gave you that thing, remember? So you have to help. You gotta do it. No, nobody has to do shit unless, again, somebody owes somebody some motherfucking money and legally they need to fucking pay up. But whoever this is, could be a fatherly figure, manager, anybody here. They know what they're doing. They're manipulative. They're all about money. They're all about status. They're all about appearances. But when you really look at them, when you look at them in real life, not with the rose-colored glasses and shit, you know, they look real good with the rose-colored glasses on. You know, it's like, damn, you know, wow, you really, you know, you live in the light. But then when you take the glasses off, it's like, ooh, can't unsee this. They're just materialistic. That's all their value is based upon. I see a lot of greed coming through with this situation. Somebody wanted to work together here. You know, there's so much coming through, you guys. I don't know what y'all are feeling in this moment, but I've been feeling a lot for the past week or so, week and a half, 2 weeks. And I want to say this right here, right now. This has nothing to do with cards, but I'll tell you this. Don't let anybody tell you who the fuck you are. And don't let anybody get away with trying to be slick. But do it in a way that you feel good about. Do it in a way that gets your point across, but it doesn't get you riled up. Do it in a way where you are liberated by speaking your truth, unafraid, unapologetically. Yourself. Speak up. If you need somebody to talk to. I never do this, but today I had to just put it out there because your girl was spiraling. I'm gonna still need some time to gather myself because there's been a lot that's been unraveling in a good way, but you know, it takes me a lot longer as an empath. It's just a lot. It's too much. It's too much. And I'm over here trying to do this channel and trying to, you know, I'm over here pressuring myself. I gotta get all these, I gotta get this done, this done, this done. And that part I did to myself. You know, I'm trying to compensate for the time that I've missed or compensate for, you know, time wasted in the past and all this other shit. Guys, don't do it. Don't stay silent, you know, and don't let anybody convince you that you're crazy or that you're too sensitive or too this or too that. If they don't like how you are and who you are, then they need to get the fuck up out of your face. That seems like the plausible solution to me. If they can't respect your boundaries, if they can't respect the fact that you have opened yourself up, allowed yourself to be vulnerable, and they still want to try and attack you, say slick shit, call you crazy, try and cut you down, you don't even need to respond to it. Just peep that, charge it to the game, and let silence be your motherfucking response for people like that. But don't get in your head that, oh, it's my fault. There's something wrong with me. Oh, I'm lonely. I'll never find anybody else. Oh, all my life has been pain and trauma. You know what? You may very well be feeling that way. We all may be feeling that way. But guess what? That couldn't be further from the truth. Lotus Squad has been one of the most beautiful individuals. I mean, I never, ever dreamed I would be doing something like this. Yeah, we may not be in the same city and, all that. Not yet anyway, but, we may not be, real friendships where you guys can go and get something to eat, whatever. But keep in mind, this will always be a place where all of us can be ourselves. Don't let anybody deter you from your gifts. Because I was talking to somebody earlier today and it really kind of saddened me. I'm not going to lie, but this person had to say about Anunnaki and reptilian, and I was actually shocked they knew as much as they did. Then they started to praise the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers. Now, granted, I can understand where he's coming from in the aspect of intelligence, but you're praising people that have raped, murdered, and stolen to get what they have. And who's to say that anybody owns anything anyway? Nobody owns the world. Nobody's ever going to own that. That's God. That's you know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck how much money you got, how much capital you got. I don't care what you're running, but you're praising people like this. Now, mind you, he's entitled to feel the way that he feels and, to view the things, things in the way that he wants to view them as. But it spoke volumes to me. He even said himself, damn, I'm a piece of shit, I'm not even trying to get better. And, I'm not trying to help anybody else get better. And it's like, that, but you're okay with that. Okay, again, you're entitled to feel how you want to feel. You're entitled to, but that's how you want to live your life. I can't surround myself with people like that. And it saddened me because this is one person where I really felt like, we understood each other on a philosophical level, like on another degree. But when they said that, I was just like, man, I didn't say anything to the person. I was just kind of like looking at him like, wow, you just telling on yourself tonight, huh? Don't let people like that stay around you. Again, it's okay for people to feel, think, and whatever, say what they want to say, but pay attention, read between the lines, man. That's not somebody that you want in your corner when you're trying to improve your life. They're just trying to drag everybody else down right along with them. Have you ever sat there? You know what? I wanted to read something to you guys real quick. Because have you ever sat by yourself and thought to yourself, damn, all these years I thought I knew who I was giving my heart to. All these years I thought I knew what I was going to do with my life, my plans, blah, 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 But as time progressed, you started to see that these people were never good for you. And that it's not that these people changed. It's that we changed. And everybody could see that. And this is the kind of change that can't be undone. It may hurt to say goodbye. It may suck to have to leave behind, your comforts, what's familiar, but boy, it hurts more holding on than it is to let go. Now I'm going to read this real quick. I'm going to let y'all do your thing. But this is a part of a passage from my journal. I always, whenever I feel compelled to write and I'm feeling overwhelmed, I'll just write how I'm feeling. It doesn't have to be a poem. It doesn't have to be a song or anything specific. Just write out how I feel, what I'm thinking, and just let the pen flow. So this is what I got. You never thought the ones who turned on you would be the ones closest to you. After all the time and love they took from you, you clearly see that you lost more in the end now that you're forced to see the truth. I spent so many years chasing the wind and calling all of these foes my friends. I can no longer pretend that I'm willing to bend. This is my breaking point. Nothing left to mend. This is the turning point. Now we will continue to ascend. No looking back on a past full of lies. No more will we view the world with rose-colored eyes. I see who ignored and dismissed all of our cries. I see who showed compassion for the pain I felt inside. I used to choose others before me, but now I choose myself first this time and leaving everything else behind. This is my time. In a nutshell, that's how I've been feeling. But yes, ma'am, you may ask a question. It's right here. Hey, bitch. Is again, hey, bitch. That's all right, though. We're not always going to be like, hey, bitch. That's not realistic. But now that we're at this time, take some rest, you guys. Just because one or two or three things didn't come to fruition the way that we had hoped or thought it would, doesn't mean that something better is not around the corner. We just have to rest. We have to prepare ourselves for that. Okay? So, she said, nice poem. Can I please have that published for my apartment? Sure. All right, Denise Moore, what is your question and what is your sign? Someone asked me if something was wrong because I wasn't happy. I'm not always sunshiny. I mean, what does that have to do with them anyway? Why is what you're doing a concern to everybody else? I don't understand. I've never understood that. I will never understand that. Okay? It just irks the hell out of me. I can't stand it. I can't stand it. Stay in your motherfucking lane. Don't worry about what the fuck I'm doing over here. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't ever bother anybody about, oh, you look sad or, something wrong. I don't care. I'm sure if that person needed somebody to talk to, they would ask. I don't need to be all up in somebody's business like that. Just irritating. I would like to know if things will work out between Dustin and myself. All right. What is your... Oh, okay. Gods and goddesses, what messages do you have for Denise? And... Oop, I already forgot the damn name. Dustin. Please show me a 5-card spread for Denise and Dustin. But the first card is Denise's energy, which is an Aries. The second is the obstacle. The third card is Dustin's energy, the Leo. The fourth is the outcome. And the fifth is the neutral energy. Oops, there we go. All right, exciting. Let's go ahead and cut it. Get it. Well, well, this is a karmic situation. Not to be dramatic, but it's not the cards I wanted to see. And I'm sure it's not the cards that anybody would like to see. But I'm going to tell you the truth, baby girl, because I'm not going to tell you no bullshit, baby. But I'll tell you like this. It's a karmic relationship. I don't know how long you guys have been going back and forth with each other. I don't know if this is a new situation, but regardless of whether it's new, old, or whatever, it is very karmic. Toxic reasons. The relationship itself is toxic, even if it doesn't seem that way at this moment. Right now, I feel like you're focused on what you need to do for your home. Not sure if you have children, not sure if you take care of your family, or if you're just training in a new position. You're focused on a new job. You're trying to get yourself back up on your feet. But I do feel like you are not really getting involved in the petty squabbles. And I feel like he's being petty. There's a situation here where there's a potential to be a third party, but we'll clarify just to be sure. But you've been putting in a lot of time into this situation, and it's done nothing but cause you stress. It's putting a lot of pressure on you. And this relationship is testing you. This is a test of your faith. Will you choose yourself, or will you continue to stay bound to something toxic, something karmic? because the Lover's reversed. I'm not sure who, I'm just going to call it the signs that I see. Not sure if you know about a third party or not, but there's somebody here for sure. Gemini energy, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio so far. And I already saw that King of Wands reversed earlier. So, you know, all about sex, all about himself, all about his bottom line. He's abusive. He's manipulative. There could be a situation in your workplace where you may be dealing with that energy as well. But this person is just not, he's not good. He may be very charming, very friendly on the surface, but behind closed doors, it paints another picture. Two of Swords reversed in his energy. I feel like he is indecisive. There's a lot on his mind about who he's going to choose, what he's going to do, how he's going to say it. You guys may have been going back and forth arguing. I feel like he is, again, all about the self. It's unrequited love. He doesn't love anybody but himself. That's his bottom line. Ace of Wands reversed. There's nothing but frustration with the situation. There's a lack of passion. Neither one of you are taking the initiative, and he certainly isn't. He may have taken the initiative before and then just flip-flopped, wish-washed. King of Chalices reversed. This is in the mutual energy. So I feel like you're dealing with his bullshit. He's trying to manipulate your emotions. He could be a drinker. He could be, you know, codependent in some way. Needs to be needed. If he feels like he's not needed, he'll go out and seek somebody that is in need of some help, or, you know, someone that he can save. He takes advantage of good-natured people. He'll play on the fact that you are kind-hearted. Two of Chalices reversed. Yep, imbalanced relationship. Either you've been doing all the work. I feel like you've been doing all the work. You've been doing all the work. And you guys, since my phone is about to crap out, Michi, I'm going to come back on and do yours, okay? But let me wrap this up. And give me your sign and their sign. If I don't catch it now, just give it back when I go back live again. But I will say this, you know, imbalanced relationship, he seems real angry, you know, hot-headed, ready to bite somebody's head off before he even gets the full fucking story. Asia, okay, baby, I'll go ahead and come back on, sweetie. And I'll do these one question readings for sure, okay? But you've been standing your ground for the most part. There's going to be a decision here where either he's going to choose a third party or choose neither, you know, or you are going to force him to have to choose neither because he may decide he doesn't want the third party anymore, but you decide to choose yourself. So now he's just in the middle. Seven of Pentacles in the obstacle. There's a lack of understanding between you two. So whatever argument, whatever's been going on conflict wise, you know, he's choosing not to be mature about the whole thing. I feel like you yourself are trying to establish lines of communication to try and make things better, but he's not willing to work on that. And this is a temporary situation for sure. So whatever you've been putting into this situation, unfortunately, you're not going to see it back because he's just all about the self. He feels entitled. Yeah. So now I feel like he has a family here. So it's definitely a third party because the Queen of Wands is here, unfortunately. I don't know if it's another fire sign. I know you said you're an Aries and he's a Leo, but there's somebody else involved here. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. You know, I see Strength card coming out, so that's Leo energy. It could be another Leo, but I know this for a fact. Either the third party is his mother, and she's always involved in his relationships, or there's a third party here that ended up getting pregnant here. Yeah, he's a youngin' girl. Ace of Chalices reversed. Yeah, somebody's still not over someone from their past, or it's just, again, more cards indicating unrequited love. You know, the World reversed. I see Aquarius, Scorpio, Leo, and Taurus coming up. There's a lack of closure with this situation. If there were any travel plans, if you guys are supposed to go out together, if you guys were supposed to, go do something or what have you, it's going to end up getting canceled. And I feel like this may be you deciding to do this, or he may abruptly decide something here because of some news that comes in. All right, let me just clarify this and I'll wrap this up and then I'll go live again. Yeah, the Fool. Both of you guys will be taking a leap of faith away from this situation because this person has no love to give. This person is extremely manipulative and they know exactly what they're doing. Focus on the self and you'll be able to manifest so much more for yourself than what you're going to get out of this situation. But yeah, he's a child. He's hiding something. He's hiding whole families, all this other shit. He's doing the most, girl. So I'm glad you're choosing yourself. And, yeah. So I'm going to come back on, you guys, because I'm about to poop out. So I'll see you guys in a minute. Still go. There we go. Sorry to cut y'all off, but